objectives. So we're going to jump straight into the draft
Let's
for
go.
game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. This time, there is a change already. RRQ Hoshi on the blue side, Rebellion Zion on the red. But RRQ are still opting to go for the same bans. Rebellion say, sure, we'll do the same. Fanny, drop.
Oh, very interesting. In response, it's going to be the Kai being banned. So already a shakeup here from RRQ Hoshi. Realizing the potential that the Akai could have into the hands of Rebellion Zion, they've actually opted to respect ban that out. So that actually makes the jungle position a little bit more even, a little bit more equal. And now Rebellion Zion respond with a Paramis ban.
I'm gonna say here, RRQ, they are a team that are quick to adapt. And again, that Akai seems to have a an impact in the first game. Too much of an impact. Again, he can cancel out Franco's ult as well, again, and give a lot of space for the side of Rebellion Zion. So RRQ Hoshi in the second game, they will not want to deal with that hero. Meanwhile, RRQ Hoshi with their last man seems like they also respect towards Highs here, give respect towards Highs. Claude banned out.
Ooh, but now who are they going to choose to ban away?
Yeah.
Right, the 1-1 is opened up. Valentina is also opened up. Oh, this is risky, right?
It's very risky. I believe right now, it's time for Rebellion to look for that trade, right? Don't go for the Valentina ban. Don't go for the 1-1. Just let RRQ pick up one. You pick up the other. But I think RRQ are going to opt for the Valentina instead of the 1-1. We haven't seen Highs really find success on that 1-1. So why do RRQ need to prioritize it as a first pick? Rebellion, though, knowing that, you know what? It's too expensive to let this 1-1 go. Highs hasn't found success on this hero, we're going to ban it out. RRQ, they don't go for the Valentina.
Completely
they go
forgot.
for the Paquito that they ban in game 1.
It seems like the approach from the side of RRQ, they are eyeing that Paquito, right? They are somehow trying to force Rebellion to ban out that 1-1 to get that Paquito. And Rebellion Zion, what are they going to respond with? Last time round, they are opting for that Julian here. Will they go for the same approach? That's a possibility, and perhaps to combine with that Julian, they might secure a hero early as well for Highs.
Do they... Gold lane.
Gold lane.
Sure.
I don't know though, like picking up the Beatrix this early on. We saw it from RRQ yesterday for Skylar. I don't know if Beatrix is that worth it right now with the nerfs onto her. Honestly, looking at the nerfs myself, I don't think it's a massive nerf. I actually think it's kind of a shadow buff as well, but Rebellion still staying true with their style. They want neutral objective control, so they secure a Valentina and a Balmond.
Seems like it seems to be the meta here. You pick up the Paquito, I pick up the Balmond, and vice versa. And Rebellion Zion here to that Balmond, of course, that Valentina. Limits, I guess, a lot of heroes from the side of RRQ. It negates perhaps Atlas if they want to go, because remember that IMU can steal that Atlas away. But it's a comment by Paape. I can say MPL Season 10 is the toughest season in MPL ID history. Very strong, a lot of surprises.
Mr. AP.
Mr. AP.
Coming in though, RRQ with the Matilda pick and the Beatrix. Not only are they picking up 2 solid heroes, but they are also taking it away, denying it from Rebellion Zion. Big question for Highs now, what is he going to play?
I mean, he could go for the Melissa. It is kind of risky against someone like the Beatrix, but it will negate the pressure that the Paquito and as well as the Matilda can have. I think that is a good option. I guess you can have like a Brody in that lane as well. Popol and Koopa is also an option for him. He has picked up someone like the Lunox before, but going against the composition that RRQ Hoshi have brought forth so far, it doesn't seem like it's a great way to go. So Rebellion Zion, how are they going to seal this? Are they going to pick up someone like the Esmeralda? The Valentina already has been taken up. So I think Esmeralda is the safest choice for Rebellion Zion.
There you go.
There you go.
For the Esme. Again, just a solid pick, a winning lane as well when it comes down to the trades in the XP lane. Rebellion Zion will most probably, I don't know if they want to go for the Dairoth ban now though, right? Because...
Farsa ban.
Ooh, Farsa ban.
Yeah.
Maybe. They actually still are going to go for the Dairoth ban first. RRQ. Let's take a quick think about it, right? RRQ. It's so good, like the Paquito, right? It's a massive flex pick, and it will make Rebellion think twice when they ban heroes. Meanwhile, RRQ, they kind of know where all three heroes from Rebellion are gonna go, unless, Gani, the Esmeralda actually can be flexed. We've seen this from Rebellion. Rebellion likes to pick up Esme in the first phase, flexing it, putting it into the jungle, and later on picking up an XP laner like a Phoveus. It's a very situational strat, but we've seen it do it before.
Ooh, then in that case, RRQ Hoshi should actually ban the Phoveus away perhaps here.
So yeah, Phoveus is an option, another hero that was banned in the first game here. Remember, Rebellion Zion, in the first phase, they banned out Fredrin, which is now open. So perhaps our 7 here is eyeing on that Fredrin, or if not, Phoveus is also up and available.
My bad. No, they're not going to be able to flex
because
anything.
Esmeralda.
Balmond, they already picked up the Balmond already, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's going to be a flex pick. There's no flex potential anymore for this Esme because of the Balmond pick. So right now, Rebellion just needs to pick up an XP lane and... No, not an XP lane. A gold lane and a roamer.
I do think they can go for the roamer first here for the side of Rebellion.
Franco?
I feel like Atlas is a solid pick here for side of Rebellion, but then again, Wijanarko doesn't play a lot of Atlas.
Ruby, perhaps, if they want to go for that type of CC.
A new hero for Highs is the answer for Rebellion Zion from them. Here though, we have a comment from Mars. The most improved player in RBL is, who did they say? Dyren?
Dyren.
Roll, please.
Dyren.
Dyren.
Oh yeah, he has been performing out of his mind here in this season. But RRQ looking to end their draft, wrap it up with, you know, at this point, I like the Paquito and the XP more than the jungle.
Right, for this situation?
Yep.
Just go for full dive if they want to go for it again. Julian for Clay. Who are we missing?
I feel like
Lunox and Fredrin.
And Fredrin. We talked about Fredrin, right? And Lunox, it's a good counter for Balmond as well as Lunox. But then again, the thing about Lunox is she needs items. She needs to be slightly or not ahead, far ahead, to somehow give an impact to his team.
But to be honest, I don't know why we always think that Lunox is a late game hero, but she gets that power spike really early on. And she's gonna be able to clear those lanes against the Valentina because of her second ability that is more sustainable, right? She heals with every hit that she gets. So I think this is actually a really good draft coming in from RRQ Hoshi to counter it. But as a response, Rebellion Zion, like I mentioned, the Ruby pick is going to come through for Wijanarko, realizing that there are a lot of close combat heroes, especially even the Lunox doesn't have much of range, right?
The question is now, can RRQ Hoshi withstand the high ground? Seems like their composition, their high ground is quite lacking. So perhaps Rebellion Zion, they are aware of that and try to exploit that composition with that lack of range. We'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen.
And right now, honestly, if we're just looking at it from the draft, RQ definitely have the better draft, right? More dynamic, multiple winning conditions, and probably an easier winning condition. The Valentina is going to rely on getting those crazy ultimates. Crazy ultimates.
Exactly.
Who's ultimate? Whose ultimate are you looking for? The game-changing ones aren't available here. There's no Farsa, there's no Atlas, there's no Diggy. And Valentina will suffer up against a Lunox, like you mentioned. Eterna, Gani, and everybody watching. We are ready to dive into game number 2. The decider here, Rebellion have a chance to clean sweep the defending champions, and RRQ have a chance to force a third game for the decider. Let's see how it happens here as we jump into the land of dawn. RRQ Hoshi versus Rebellion Zion.
So many stakes on the line right now for both of these teams. Rebellion Zion need to win this at 2-0 if they really want to make it into the playoff position. And like I mentioned here, Clay is not going to have too much of a hard time, right, in that mid lane to be able to clear because of the first and second ability that he has.
Yeah, please note here, R7 on that Fredrin will opt for a concussive blast and as well as sprint. So perhaps more sustainability and as well as movement speed here. But from side of Rebellion Zion, Emlo-wise, nothing too fancy.
They can't really go for anything too crazy yet, but actually, Claylo wants to deal damage. It's just so hard to win in the trades up against a Lunox-Matilda combination. So much sustain.
A lot of sustain, a lot of mobility from the guiding win as well. And you can see both of the mages have opted for the mystery shop as well to get those items, to really get rolling earlier on. As, like you mentioned, Connie, they are quite reliant on those items. But here we go. Albert goes in onto Ujinarko.
Almost taking him down. Ujinarko still has that flicker. Oh my god, down prediction by Axe though. All RRQ except for Pop Pulong as usual. Rebellion Zion still pushing the pace early on, getting a gold lead in the start of the game. Again, this is most probably because of Fearless's better time in the jungle with the Balman Demon Slayer.
Gotta say here, quite surprised here. Papulong still standing very, he's quite isolated there. Oh, outside.
Outside though, it does seem like both teams are starting to pressure the turtle side, but Rebellion definitely have the advantage coming into this turtle fight with the lethal counter red tree. Let's see how this plays out. Rebellion Zion with Dyron already rotating faster than R7 are going to go straight for it. Falling Star Moon locking Albert in place, but he is going to be able to jump in. Fearless with lethal counter, securing it. Dyron in the midst of it all, caught up, and it's going to be the first blood secured by RRQ Hoshi. Traded in for an objective, just like game one for Rebellion Zion.
So it kind of makes sense, right? The way Papulong predicted Rebellion Zion. I guess in a sense, Rebellion Zion is going to have way better control on the objectives because of the Balman pick alone. But the problem is, when RRQ Hoshi's members start to reach their power spikes, that damage is just gonna melt the Balman, and if they're able to isolate the Balman, Rebellion Zion will not have a chance in those objectives anymore.
I guess RRQ Hoshi to respond, to anticipate that, yeah, they need to mirror the movements here, but a setup here from side of RRQ.
Uh-oh, Vin diving deep, way low, able to bait it in all the way to a turret, forcing a flicker from Vin. Ujinarko looking for an I'm offended, but will be knocked up. Is going to be able to actually get out, not letting R7 taunt him. Meanwhile, Esmeralda, Dyron, he's always in the lane, he's getting the gold. He doesn't have sprint though, so he has to be very careful. Falling Star Moon still available. Dodges out from the knockout strike. Will get it connected onto him with a taunt as well though. Dyron trying to run away, but there you go. The double jab from Albert picking up a kill.
Seems like the emblem, that assassin emblem, just comes into clutch. The additional of physical damage there is evident. Take a look at the talent, but now top side, it's gonna be a gank here. Oh, the gold plate.
And Vin as well. Circling Eagle now popped in. Two Circling Eagles! As Swalo responds it with the same. Clay, I don't know if you want to go for that. Rebellion Zion are very wisely playing into that gold lane where Brody has a bit more kill pressure, but R7 goes over to taunt Fearless. Very tanky. Going to be taken very low though, and the Brazer's Wrath from R7 with the help of Clay's damage takes him down. High is able to dish out quite a bit of damage onto the turret gold. Dyron too. Rebellion just focusing heavily onto these side lanes.
I gotta say though, Clay has improved immensely right through the seasons. In the previous season, he only stuck with those heroes with high ground, with the Yve, like the Farsa, but now he's actually gone in with heroes that have playmaking potential. I mean, did you see that movement? Clay flickered in, dealt the damage, and was able to get them really low for the final hit to blow for the side of Albert, and that's just insane.
Seems like Heist though, he wants to give a surprise attack. He opted for that Blade of Ecstasies, but now Turtle is in contention.
Ujinarko, oh, getting I'm offended, and falling Star Moon to combo and through it a torn apart memory. Everything popped and used. R7 taken low with the Appraiser's Wrath, able to sustain back a little bit to actually get out. But what a massive team fight for Rebellion. Swalo doesn't want to stop just there. He actually goes in deeper in to stop Clay from defending the mid lane. Rebellion able to chain these objectives so well. Turtle slain by Rebellion, presented by Samsung Galaxy A Series, as they get the tier 1 turret mid lane as well.
I don't know what RRQ Hoshi is doing right now. I'm not sure, right? Because Rebellion Zion face value with the composition that they have, they are going to be stronger in that mid to early moments of the game. And RRQ Hoshi, they're kind of dependent on those items, right? Skylar needs at least the first item, which he doesn't have yet. Clay also needs that second item, and that all has not been drawn up. So why are they going for these team fights? Why are they going for the engages when they can actually still play it patiently, kind of wait until those items are formed, and then they go in for a contest onto everything else?
Well, it seems like item-wise here, it's nothing too fancy, of course, apart from that Heptases from Highs, and he is going for BOD next. But I do want to say that the space from the side of RRQ Hoshi is quite limited now. The mid and as well as top outer turret is collapsed. So Rebellion Zion has more ground to play around, and of course they will somehow exploit that fact.
And there's a very unique emblem actually that RRQ took. I don't know if this is because of the nerfs towards Beatrix, if it's a new maybe meta for the Beatrix, but Skylar has opted to go for a weakness finder instead of weapon mastery. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting, right? Maybe in the late game, he won't be able to actually dish out as much damage as we usually see, as we usually know that a Beatrix can do. Let's see though, again, Rebellion Zion setting up. Not really necessary to look for any fights. They're just clearing out the waves here and there, setting up for the next neutral objective that will spawn in 10 seconds.
Seems like they are trying to play the patient game here. They do not want to overextend and as well as overcommit on towards things that are unnecessary. RRQ Hoshi, of course, they are playing more reactively. The last neutral objective in that turtle, we'll have to see.
This is a 5-man RRQ team. Wijanarko popped into I'm Offender already. Clay jumping in with the lethal counter. Retribution from Fearless is able to secure the turtle. High's flickering out. Clay low the damage. Diamond coming in with the falling star moon onto 2 members in the back line. High still has, no, he doesn't have the turtle from memory, but Wijanarko flickers in, getting a 5-man, no, 4-man stun there. But no more collapse, no more commitment from Rebellion Zion. Both teams disengage. And again, it's the Blue Bulls who secure the objective.
Wow, I don't really know what to say. I mean, Rebellion Zion, every time they go for a team fight, sure, they have lost a few members, but in that particular moment, they've actually equalized once again, and the gold lead still starting to hit. 3,000 and counting so far, as they are putting the pressure from the top lane as well. You can see High is already clearing, looking for more space for Rebellion Zion, and they're playing it really disciplinedly.
I guess both teams, they are playing rather slow here. Take a look at this. 8 minutes in, only 3 kills from each team. So both teams here, it seems like they are going for the safer route, safer approach. They do not want to go something crazy. They take less risk, it seems like. But Rebellion Zion, with this 3K gold lead, it favors their side, it seems like, because they can somehow grab more ground, and composition-wise in the late game, they're not bad.
In terms of the siege as well, right? Rebellion have a lot to play with the Brody dealing so much onto turrets. They're really swapping it in. Vin gonna be stunned up. I'm offended as well.
Oh my God.
Say goodbye to Vin. That's a whole lot of burst from Rebellion, as they are gonna go straight to that mid lane, straight into Albert's jungle to invade and take away a little bit of those creeps.
Ooh, the Lunox already in engage, and I think Rebellion Zion, they're gonna capitalize on this.
Let's see, Clay. I don't know if he's gonna be able to run away. Highs, my God, that damage is crazy. He picked up the BOD, but honey,
A very
crazy.
A very good setup there by Jaren, opening up on towards Clay, and that conceal play from Wijanarko was on point. 5v4 here, Rebellion Zion has the man advantage to commit to the Lord. We'll see how will RRQ Hoshi respond to that.
Look at the Esmeralda. Oh my God, Dyron. He's actually able to survive there in a 2v1, and that just bought the time. Enough for Rebellion to secure the first Lord of the game. Rebellion Zion are slowly but surely suffocating RRQ Hoshi.
4,000 gold lead right now for the side of Rebellion Zion, and honestly, even without a man advantage, because Rebellion Zion have the Balman, they're going to be able to have a little bit more advantage when it goes down into those contests. So really great setup for Rebellion Zion so far. Once again, pressuring all 3 lanes. They need to remember about the lane discipline, and that's exactly what Dyron is doing on the Esmeralda in that bottom side.
Albert with a knockout strike onto Fearless 2 times. The Fearless is too tanky. Wijanarko again with a solid I'm offended. Just bringing Clay back, forcing a flicker from that Lunox. So now Lunox won't really have that kill threat that she usually has with that flicker.
The main agenda from the side of Rebellion Zion is to manipulate the waves and clear all of the outer turrets, perhaps then commit to a fight. RRQ Hoshi, all they need to do is defend their base turrets. We'll have to see here again from both sides.
RRQ looking for the defense again as Rebellion are going to go for that mid lane. Lord is taken down. Rebellion Zion not able to crack the base just yet, but they're looking for another push with the enhanced minions. Bennett, ultimate coming in. R7 looking for the taunt onto Wijanarko. Brilliance popped in by Clay. And a good clear once again by RRQ. Rebellion say, you know what? Let's just go towards that bottom side, take the tier 2, and get the value we need for this Lord.
Right now, you can see that Suelo has actually opted to take the ultimate from Clay instead. So he can go in aggressive. He can go in for the zone because when all things go in the wrong direction, you can always just pop that out for more of a safety measure. But as it stands, Rebellion Zion now with 6,000 gold to their name here, Gani.
Okay, Genius 1 for that Lunox, so perhaps already magical pressure from the side of RRQ Hoshi can be evident. Rebellion Zion though, take a look at Brody, already with that BOD, and of course for extra penetration, Malefic Roar is in his body. But in response,
Something bro. In onto Fearless, the snipe also connecting. The jungler taken down, but I'm offended connects onto 3 members. Now, a good top by R7, denying the Torn Apart memory actually, but it was popped in already, so the damage was done. And wait, Clay!
What?
All the way in the midst of it all, he was caught out. It's a 1-for-1 in the end. Jungler for mid laner, but no objectives on the board for Rebellion or RRQ to really go and convert on.
Not just yet, right? Because still 20 seconds left on the clock and the timers aren't as bad yet because we are still in the 12th minute of the game. However, we can see that R7 still trying to retain the pressure that they have taken back by just a little bit. You can see them trying to control that wave in that mid side. But meanwhile, Dyron just doing Dyron things, right?
Dyron doing Dyron things. It seems like I do want to add this though. The composition from side of RRQ Hoshi, they have no gap closer here towards Highs. He's just feeding the backside, and no member can really give pressure onto Rastika. Sure, they have the Circling Eagle, but no fall damage. Highs will be okay. 3-on-2 on this guy. The Lord will be committed by the side of Rebellion.
Let's see, Vin again, gonna be caught. He popped in the guiding win already. I'm offended, popped in by Region Arco onto Vin. Lord taken down to 18,000 HP. RRQ looking for a fight, looking for an entrance. Clay jumps in with a Chaos Order onto Dyron. Massive resource burns out. Dyron did not take as much damage as maybe RRQ anticipated. Brody still in the mid lane. Falling Soundward coming in. Albert goes for the knockout strike 2 times onto Dyron. Is asking him to collapse as well. But Ouija Narco finds the I'm offended. That's gonna be the lethal counter due to the damage. Albert's still able to survive as Skylar is playing the front to back really well. It's gonna be Clay taken down, traded in for just Ouija Narco. Dyron wants to go for more. Highs joining in the fray. Picks up another. Highs wants to go for more, but Rebellion will be happy with just the Lord.
Wow, that was insane. Rebellion Zion played that team fight really well, and it was very difficult for RRQ Hoshi to stand a chance, right? The problem is they don't really have much of playmaking potential. All they have is damage. All they have is go in, dive in, siege. And you can see when they are in a position where they can go peel front to back, then of course Skylar can do the damage, but without a proper engage, it's really difficult for RRQ Hoshi to win in these team fights.
Seems very difficult here for RRQ Hoshi. It seems like no member, no hero can enable RRQ to somehow find a good team fight, find an effective team fight. Meanwhile, Rebellion Zion here, they are still keeping up the pressure.
Let's see, going in again. That's Region Arco looking for a play. Enhanced Lord marching down, getting a whole lot of damage onto the turret. The Hero's Passion popped in. Base still alive. Base turret taken down finally here by Brody, by Highs, who's 4-0 and 3 currently. Rebellion Zion are doing really, really good to actually siege down the turret slowly but surely as they look towards that bottom side now. Dyron is in the midst of it all, tanking the damage, taking the damage just so that the other members can go to that bottom side. RRQ have lost 2 base turrets without really going for anything back, without looking for a trade. And Rebellion Zion are just going to go for the other one up top. No defense whatsoever. Region Arco goes in for the I'm offended. Albert goes in for the knockout strike. RRQ way too passive.
They can still use the Beatrix though to clear the waves rather easily, so they do have some form of defense when it comes down to it. Rebellion Zion though still very comfortable with that 7,000 gold lead, and they are going to be pushing and waiting to get the next objective, which is going to be that Lord that spawns in 70 seconds. This might be just the moment that RRQ Hoshi needs to look for a pickoff now that Rebellion Zion are kind of scattered.
Indeed. Damage dealt by Axe here. Top 4 seems like false to the members. One side of Rebellion Zion here. Swaylo, Highs, Dyron, Clay though, Lunox second place. So Again, Rebellion Zion still in full control and tempo on this match here. 7.5 gold lead. RRQ Hoshi, they are lost.
They don't have an answer at all. Like, look at Rebellion. They're just doing whatever they want in the enemy jungle. And RRQ are just really not able to do anything. The torn apart memory, the fadeaway coming in as Finn will lose the immortality. They're looking for the end here. Skylar is forced to back up. It's a double for Highs. It might be a triple. He's going for the Maniac onto Skylar, but Skylar doesn't want to give it over. One more hit will not give him the Maniac. It's a wipeout though for Rebellion. A 2-0 clean sweep, and Rebellion keep their playoff chance alive.
The dreams for the Dream Rebellion is still alive here.